Hey there, YouTube. This is a special video today. As if any of you give a shit, you may have noticed that I haven't posted anything since probably April. Well, man, I was getting persistent heartburn every single day, nonstop. Wake up, heartburn. Go to sleep, heartburn. I won't name hospitals, but I went to a hospital locally that told me I was fine and to take heartburn medicine. I went to an urgent care facility and they told me to take heartburn medicine. I went to another hospital and was told I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So that was a bit of a shock. I learned that in early June. Luckily, thanks to the advancements in modern medicine, they were quickly able to treat many of my symptoms, and my quality of life improved quite a bit. Because I was pretty miserable there, and I wasn't sleeping or eating very much. I was losing weight. It wasn't fun. So I got my diagnosis. First option's chemo. I did FOLFIRINOX for 12 weeks. I did kick my ass. I laid on the couch for 12 weeks, unable to, I don't know, for the first 4 weeks it was tough, but I got outside and did some stuff, but that quickly turned into me watching YouTube videos all day on the couch. So I lost probably upwards of 50% of my muscle mass in that period of time. After 12 weeks of FOLFIRINOX, we did a CT scan, and it controlled the main tumor on my pancreas at the size it was at, within a couple millimeters. For 12 weeks, I'd call that effective at managing it at least. But the metastatic tumors in my liver had evolved. And what I deduct from that is the cells were becoming more defined. And I guess setting up shop there to where that's going to start probably. My liver's working right now, and it's working quite well, which I attribute to all the supplements I'm taking and responsible, healthy choices I'm making eating to take the strain off my liver. My pancreas isn't working great. Obviously, the initial heartburn was due to low enzymes in my pancreas because it has a damn tumor growing in it. So now I'm taking pancreatic enzymes finally in November, and I'm feeling a lot better, which brings me outside at 2300 at night because I felt like making a video over this new cool stove I bought, because I've now figured out how to combine my wild hot and cold temperature swings, I guess from the chemo. I think it's from the old chemo though, not the new one. I'm doing Gemzar and Abraxane now, 3 weeks in a row and a week off in cycles like that, and it seems to be working better. I feel better. The nutritional and dietary changes I've made have made a huge difference, and hopefully this isn't my last hurrah of being physically capable of doing stuff before I die. Hopefully I'm actually getting better, but only time will tell. Anyways, enough about me and my sad situation that I'm in. Let's talk about this stove. This right here is the 3W, or Wild Wild West, titanium backpacking stove. And it comes in at about 4 pounds with a chimney. This is 100% a late night internet impulse purchase, because I like backpacking, and I didn't think that wood stoves and backpacking really mix together that well. But I sure do like to be warm, and I sure do like to be outside. So if I can get the heck out of my house and go outside and sleep in a tent with this wood stove and enjoy even one more night of camping, I really don't give a shit. So this thing's 4 pounds. It's got, good gosh, thank you, Streamlight. It's got a stainless steel chimney. It has this coupler here where you place your damper and your spark arrestor, which are quite ingenious in their lightweight, simple design. The whole stove folds together into a carrying case, which you will see on the full stove review video. And it's held together with these screws that also double as legs. The door latch is shut. It's even got a piece of glass on the door so you can see what the stove is doing, which is a rare feature in this whole new genre of stoves that I had no idea even existed. It's got an air damper here. It's got every functional feature that a regular wood stove in your house would have to enable you to regulate the temperature and all that good stuff. Now, kind of goes without saying that this is pretty flimsy titanium. This is not going to hold heat. The heat that you get from this will be the heat from the fire within, and it's going to change and probably fluctuate rapidly, I would assume, due to the thin walls of the stove. So you will need to maintain a fire in this stove. So if you, and me knowing nothing about stoves and only just drawing from my knowledge of various other things, at least not about backpacking stoves, it's not going to be like a stove in your house that you lit up with wood and it burns for 12 hours. It keeps your house hot with radiant heat because it requires thick metal to absorb the heat in the first place to radiate it outwards. So I see this as a get it hot and fall asleep with adequate insulation already for the temperatures you're planning on subjecting yourself to, and fall asleep comfortably, and then wake up an hour before you really want to wake up and get it going so that your tent's warm when you put your clothes back on, type thing for the average person. Now for me, I might need to use a little bit more depending on my wild temperature swings from my health conditions, but I don't know. This is just preliminary chatter, and it's really kind of dumb because I'm wasting time and bandwidth because my internet is horrible out here now. So let me get to lighting a fire in this thing. I'm gonna be doing the burn-in on it out here tonight, and I'll be, you're gonna laugh, you're all gonna laugh, but aside from the fact that this would be awesome for camping, I also got a tent with it. It's a 5-person tent that weighs 6 pounds that's designed for a wood stove. And really, what got me to looking at this in the first place was looking for something that I could use as a budget sauna, so I could try some detoxification procedures to try to take a little bit more strain off my liver. But you know, I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm certainly not going to talk about that on here and mislead anybody, because I'm not qualified. Turbo, please stop whining. Turbo's out here now. Some of you might recognize Turbo from the other... Actually, I don't know if Turbo might not be on any videos yet. He's just a little dumb dog, though. Anyhow, I'm going to start a fire in this thing, and I will be back. All right, I got a small amount of firewood here. My father just joined me out here. We're going to light this thing up. I just got some basic little... I think this is pine that I found in my yard, literally 10 feet away. See what happens. All right. If none of you learn anything from me, ever, learn this. Work smart, not hard. This is the ultimate cheating method, is when you rest the torch against something and allow it to do the work for you. Now, if I was in the wilderness, I would use my disappointment and broken dreams friction together to start the fire. But since I'm at home, I'm just going to use a torch. Well, she's burning. She's heating up. Some little twigs, some small logs in there. It's doing pretty good. The bottom of it is red hot. So, this is, I mean, I mentioned that the stove is thin. You're obviously going to want to keep firewood and anything flammable pretty far away from the actual stove itself. And you're going to want to have obviously have a tent designed for a wood stove, or know what you're doing and install a rated flap for the chimney and seam seal it to the outside of your tent. Me, myself, I'm not very resourceful. Well, I'm pretty resourceful, but I'm not very good at sewing or textile manufacturing. So I'll leave that to the cottage industries and give them my money, which I have no problem doing because I have an internet shopping problem that has only gotten worse by being trapped in my house since mid-June. I mean, I can leave. It kind of sounds wrong. I'm not trapped in my house. I just don't have the motivation or energy to exit my house sometimes. I really don't know if you can relate, because I sure as shit probably couldn't have related until it happened to me. So it is what it is. But hey, look at that. Got flames coming out the top of it now. I'd say we're getting a good burn in. And obviously, I'm gonna get this thing the hell away from my garage if that flame keeps happening. I'm only doing this because I couldn't support the top of it any better way just to do a little burn in. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously, if my bricks catch on fire, which I highly doubt, because bricks are the opposite of flammable, I'll just kick the chimney away from my garage, get the garden hose, maybe pee on it a little bit too for good measure and go to bed, call it night. Anyhow, I've wasted enough of everybody's time. This may not interest any of you. Nobody may be watching this. I could be talking to myself while I sit in front of my house with a cell phone camera and a wood stove. Oh shit, that's actually happening right now. That's kind of freaky. I kind of had an incomplete thought there, slash run-on sentence when I was talking about combining three things that I enjoy. Being warm, being outside, and online shopping. And Epstein didn't kill himself.